It is rare to find a person who does not know the name or music of the great Michael Jackson. Over the years, Jackson has left a lasting footprint on the music industry, continuing to inspire musicians today. Born in Gary, Indiana on August 29, 1958, Michael had a limited childhood, becoming the lead vocalist of the family group the Jackson 5 at the early age of 5, shocking the world by his remarkable range and depth for such a young person. However, with the fame came an abusive father who pushed his sons to succeed, spending hours on end rehearsing. The founder of the Motown record label, Berry Gordy, signed the brother group in 1968, relocating the family to LA to pursue their career in the music industry. At the age of 13, Michael launched his solo career, and in 1972, he had his first #1 single. The next 10 years included more #1s and several Grammys. In 1984, Michael was badly injured while filming a Pepsi commercial, suffering burns to his face and scalp. It is at this time that he was believed to have begun experimenting with plastic surgery. After suffering such injuries, Michael made quite the comeback with his album Bad. Although unable to duplicate the success of his previous record-breaking album Thriller, it still topped the charts. Then, in the late 80s, he created his fantasy retreat ranch, which he named Neverland. To many, it seemed as if he was exploring a second childhood, perhaps one he never was quite able to have, by building amusement rides and even keeping exotic pets, such as a chimp named Bubbles. In 1993, Michael underwent allegations of child molestation. He was known to have sleepovers with boys at the ranch, but this was the first public charge of any wrongdoing. Police searched the ranch but found no evidence, and the case was settled out of court. 1 year later, Michael married Lisa Marie Presley. The marriage lasted only 2 years and was rumored to be a publicity ploy to restore his image. Later, in 1996, he married Debbie Rowe, a nurse with whom he had 2 children through artificial insemination, a son Prince and a daughter Paris. Receiving a divorce in 1999, Jackson gained full custody of the children and claimed another child, Prince Michael II. After appearing in public wearing a surgical mask and hiding his children's faces under veils, by 2001 it was apparent that the stories of Michael's odd behavior were overshadowing his talent. Over the next 7 years, after being arrested on numerous charges of child molestation, his finances were left in shambles, causing him to default on the $23 million loan owed on Neverland Ranch. Then, in 2008, he announced his plans for a series of concerts in London and his final curtain call. The 50 concerts, scheduled to begin in July of 2009, sold out in only 4 hours. Unfortunately, he would never get to experience the success of his comeback tour.
On June 25, 2009, the music industry was forever changed when rumors rang regarding the death of Michael Jackson. Far from a hope, the situation turned into the most controversial death of the decade. 2.5 years after the death of Michael Jackson, Dr. Conrad Murray was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and faced a maximum sentence of 4 years. While hundreds of fans gathered outside the courthouse wearing Michael Jackson's signature white gloves, they chanted, "Justice, justice," while spending hours dancing to his hits. This investigation could have gone in a number of directions due to the circumstances. Questions ranging from whether Michael Jackson was a desperate singer willing to go to 2 extremes to make a comeback, or was Dr. Conrad caught up in playing Dr. Feelgood at the cost of actually losing his patient. Dr. Murray stated that Jackson would regularly ask, at times even beg, for drugs powerful enough to put him to sleep. Jackson would say, "Just make me sleep, it doesn't matter what happens." As a result, the King of Pop died from propofol intoxication after suffering a respiratory arrest at his home in LA. Murray did not tell the paramedics about the propofol, which prosecutors said showed that he knew he was doing something wrong. Michael was not only ingesting propofol, a sedative used to put patients under for surgery, but also 2 other sedatives, which caused the singer's death. At this time, Michael Jackson was also $400 million in debt, and since his death, he has made over $310 million. This is mainly because of the mourning of the King of Pop, who was arguably the most famous person in the world to date. Jackson's death not only affected the world on an emotional level, but in other ways as well. In the UK, Twitter had its busiest day, and even websites such as TMZ and CNN temporarily suffered malfunctions because of the amount of site views. Some of the other effects were quite ironic and interesting, such as an increase in the purchase of blankets and trips to Paris, which was caused by the eulogy given by Jackson's daughter Paris. This is called reverse pilgrimage syndrome. It's evident the death of Michael Jackson had tremendous effects on the world, and his mark on history will forever be left. Like Dr. Seuss said, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. I personally believe Michael Jackson would agree with this quote.
During his lifetime, Michael Jackson accomplished what many people dream of being able to accomplish. With Jackson 5, they had 4 #1 hits, and when he debuted on his own, he added 13 #1 hits to his list. In addition, Jackson won many different kinds of awards. His first award came with the Jackson 5. They were considered the best singing group of the year in 1970.
When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made you stand out in a crowd. But someone wanna pick you from the bunch. One glance was all it took. Now is a much too late for me to take a second look. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Show me the love you want to, please let me back in your arms.
He continued to win many awards for multiple different areas. In 2009, Michael Jackson won the last award of his career from the American Music Awards for Favorite Male Artist. One of Jackson's greatest accomplishments comes with his album, Thriller. This album alone sold more than 27 million copies in the United States. It was nominated for 12 Grammy Awards and won a record of 8 of them.
Cause this dead night, and no one's gonna save you from the beat about to strike. You know it's dead night. You're fighting for your life inside a thriller.
The song, Thriller, stayed on the charts for 80 weeks and held the #1 spot for 37 weeks. Though Jackson and his music won many awards, his accomplishments do not stop there. He is a member of the Songwriters Hall of Fame, as well as a 2-time inductee of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Moreover, he was awarded the key to the cities of both Gary and Las Vegas by those mayors. His accomplishments and great success inspired and motivated many current artists of today.
Even from the early days of the Jackson 5, it was clear that Michael Jackson was not going to be just another one-hit wonder child star. From the beginning of his career at age 5 until the King of Pop's death in June of 2009, his living legacy was materialized by an outstanding 13 Grammy Awards. After struggling with life in the public eye and taking a hiatus from his music career, Jackson announced in 2008 that he would be performing one final comeback tour titled This Is It, beginning in late summer 2009. The tour was slated to contain 50 dates, all taking place in London. The quick sale of those tickets proved that even though Michael had many personal struggles off stage, he still had an expansive and loyal fan base. The skeptics didn't stay quiet for long though. Many were quick to jump out and attack Michael's integrity by claiming that the comeback tour was just a gimmick to pay back the singer's many debts. The questions and ever-present rumors about the motives of putting on the This Is It tour were also accompanied by questions about Jackson's health and if he was even in satisfactory condition to handle the performances. Finally, caving to pressure by the critics, the tour's promoter, AEG, paid for Michael to undergo a full battery of tests to prove his health and well-being. As luck would have it, the living legend passed away only several short months after undergoing those tests. He was still in preparation for the rapidly approaching opening date of the tour. After his passing, Jackson immediately acquired a once-in-a-lifetime musical genius status. Mourners came in all shapes and sizes, races, and backgrounds. If it hadn't been evident before, it was very clear now that the King of Pop united many people through his talent. Notable quotes came from the likes of John Mayer, will.i.am, Madonna, Justin Timberlake, and Al Sharpton. Also immediately following his death, Jackson reclaimed his spot on top of the Billboard charts by moving up over 422,000 places in just 1 week's time. Only time will tell, but for now it looks like Jackson will have a lasting legacy and a long-reaching influence globally.